This podcast is created for adult audiences only and contains content that may be alarming to some viewers. Listener discretion is advised. Any badass views or opinions about to hear are those of the hosts and do not represent those of the people, institutions, or organizations that the podcast may or may not be associated with. So just don't be a dick. You know what you're getting yourself into.
Gear's gone weird.
What is up,
We're
motherfuckers?
Back. Woo!
We're back. Kind of. Woo.
Ric Flair. Woo!
Just,
Woo!
I haven't heard the words Rick and Flair together in
Ric Flair.
a sentence in a really long
Yep.
time. But leave it to you.
Special occasion.
Leave it to you. Yeah. Yeah, motherfuckers, we're back for a little bit. We figured that we need to do a little update episode because I realized that we didn't really update our listeners that are not on
Yes.
social media. So people that listen and don't follow us were probably just like, what the fuck? They just fell off the face of the earth since May.
We're
like,
alive.
where are they?
We're alive.
And we just totally dropped the ball on that. So we are live. We are live. Back in May, we decided to take a little bit of a hiatus because there's just a lot of shit going on. I'm almost homeless. I'm almost an unhoused person.
Can I say when you said that, you lifted up your hand and I see that you might have an unhoused person glove on. Yeah, you already... she has a glove on with no fingers. So she is preparing for homelessness.
Okay. So I do have one fingerless glove on. I don't have two.
It's because she hasn't found another one yet.
It's just because I'm so fucking rock and roll tonight. No, it's because I have really bad eczema right now on my hand.
Oh my God, how long did it get before Nicole had a problem sickness? 1:45.
Yeah.
Always
that sounds about right.
Falling apart.
That sounds always something. Yeah. It's itchy and it's dry and it stings and it hurts, like water fucking hurts it. So I have to put like creams and like things, and then this is technically like an eczema glove, so it keeps like moisture in and it protects it. So that's why I'm wearing one fingerless glove tonight.
Homeless man glove. Unhoused person glove. Yes.
We'll be sure to post a picture of this so everybody can see my one fingerless glove. But yeah, so yeah, long story short, my life was just kind of falling apart a little bit. Dini had a lot of stuff going on. The girls started summer break, which means we don't get a lot of privacy, kids all the time. And we were like, we just gotta take a little break here. Doing a lot of research it's hard work. It takes a lot of time.
It does.
And when your life's falling apart, that kind of takes the back seat. So yeah.
You say falling apart, I say in rebuilding to something magical.
Rebuilding to something magical.
Yes.
I'm starting to see it that way,
Yes.
but for a while there, it felt like my life was crumbling.
Yes.
But it is, we're taking it apart. We're dismantling to rebuild.
Yeah.
So yeah, again, long story short, I am currently packing up my entire house in Alabama, and we are moving to Minnesota in about 2 or 3 weeks here.
Woo-hoo.
Yes. And we currently have no idea where we're living.
Nope.
It'll work out though. It'll work out. We have faith. We're manifesting over here.
So you guys
We're doing a lot of
manifest.
manifesting.
We found the perfect place too, and like the perfect price, and it's so cool. And so manifest that for us.
Yeah. So if you're wondering why she's saying that, it's because I'm going to be moving in the same town as Dini.
Yay!
Woo! Surprise! So guess what? We're going to do in-person episodes like 99% of the time, probably.
No, we're gonna be like 5 minutes apart, but still recording separate.
Might be nice.
And then not even look at each other. We're gonna have blackout camera.
I don't even know how to record next to you in person. It's going to be real weird.
It's gonna be cool. I'm really excited.
It's good. Yeah. So yeah, we're trying to figure it out. We're packing our life up. We're moving north. Our house is not going to be sold to us anymore. A lot of friggin' drama there that I'm not gonna get into. But
just like Mary J. Blige says, got all that drama.
All that drama. Yeah, just call me Mary.
Just call you
That's
Mary
for sure
J.
What's going on right now? Yeah.
Oh, the family drama, Mary J.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, we've got, I mean, by the time this comes out, who knows? Or, I mean, it'll probably come out pretty quickly, but I got a GoFundMe out there just to try to help raise some funds to, get the move happening. It's a lot of fucking money to move across the country.
Yes.
You got moving trucks, moving supplies, probably multiple trips because we have cars and animals, and then all the fucking upfront fees for deposits and pet deposits, and it's a lot. So
it really makes you have a lot of respect for the immigrants that come to this country, doesn't it? Like, look at, you have a very privileged, even though we have no money. But you know what I mean? But like,
yeah,
you're going to be safe. You have me here, in case
exactly.
something happens. Like, man, it's so hard to like just uproot your whole life and move someplace. So lots of props to people that have that courage.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, even when we seemingly have nowhere to go, like, it's still a privilege that I have places I can go. Like, I know we will never be homeless. I have multiple, family and friends, willing to take us in until we find a space. So I really appreciate everybody. And to everybody that's donated so far, friends, family, listeners, I'm so grateful. It is so incredible. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to this new chapter in my life and being close to you, Dini. And I mean, this is the start of our dream of...
It's our dream.
Creating this whole compound and, what do you call it?
Or a cult.
A commune.
We got to come up with our cult name.
A commune.
It's going to be fantastic. It is. And my husband's actually really excited, which I'm surprised about. Not that he wouldn't be excited about Nicole not coming here, but he actually is pretty excited. So everyone's excited.
It's because everybody loves me.
You're just so loved. You are the best.
I mean, we did call him my second husband while we moved in with you for, a while during COVID. So I'm just coming back home.
Yep, just coming back home.
Yep.
Like with us.
Yeah, so we figured this is just a good little update video, let you know what's going on. I just said video. It's because I've been drinking already.
$40 tequila?
I still have my $40 tequila. I'm nursing that Terramana, that rock tequila still.
Nice.
But I had no mixer, really, at least that I thought. So I dumped some chunks of frozen pina colada dailies cocktail thing in it.
That sounds delicious.
And then Violet and I made orange juice out of 8 pounds of oranges yesterday. So it's fresh squeezed orange juice. So it's like a tequila lotta pina screwdriver.
Yeah. That sounds super good.
Screwpina. It's a screwpina.
I wonder what my drink is called tonight. I'm doing a Bacardi Lime.
Ooh.
Which I love. Love Bacardi Lemon and Lime. And then I have strawberry lemonade. And then like 7-Up, off-brand 7-Up. Because, we're not classy in this house. Lots of ice. And then, grape. I put grape, grapes. Candy. What are they called? Cotton candy grapes. In there,
Cotton
too.
candy grapes. Oh, are they frozen?
No, they're not.
Have you frozen those?
They're so good. Frozen, I know.
Oh, I fucking love them frozen. So good.
So
that sounds good, minus the Bacardi. I can't do... That's my mother. It screams my youth. All she would drink is Bacardi Cokes. Bacardi Diet.
Ew.
Yeah.
That's like the worst drink. That's like up there with like Red Bull vodkas. If any of you motherfuckers drink Red Bull, get the fuck off here right now. You're the ones this time.
Yeah, it's pretty nasty. My first memory is actually of, I think I had like a hotel room pool party, like as a birthday party when I was probably, 10 or something. And she would only keep Diet Coke in the house. She never bought actual pop or soda. It was always just Diet Coke. So I went to grab, there was one sitting there that I knew was hers, and I went to go take a swig off her can, and she must have just like old school, just like dumped a bunch of Bacardi in the can of Diet, and I was like, oh my God, what the fuck? This went bad. Your Diet Coke went bad, Mom. Disgusting.
So gross. She is a Diet Coke girly. I can see it in her. Diet Coke people, there's a certain thing about them, and your mom has it. I bet I can like call it out who drinks Diet Coke. There's a certain like feeling about them.
She can read you.
I'll read you.
I'll read you. So yeah, not a video. It's an audio update. We're going to get into a little bit of death news. I have been stacking up for a few months now.
I know. I haven't heard anything. I'm excited.
We're just going to chill off the rails style. You know, it's nothing formal. We really just wanted to check in with everybody and let you know that, like, we're not gone forever. It's not, you know, we will be back to your regular programming in the early fall is what we're shooting for. The girls start school early September, and once those bitches are in school, we're going to light that shit up again, right?
And it's going to be awesome. And we get to do it together. And guys, I'm not laying in bed. I have a little office that I made. It's really cute.
She's got a little recording area.
Guys, I did it. I made a recording area. Like, I'm getting fancy here. I bought like new
But the
lights.
question is going to fit me too?
It will, yes. I have, what's funny is I
in
have
there?
a gigantic mini mansion farmhouse. Like old ass farmhouse, but yet I had to make my office in a little tiny corner in my hallway. But it works out. It's spacious. I'm proud of it. I'll take pictures for you guys.
Yes, please do. I'm gonna be looking for a new job. That is one thing that is it. Honestly, aside from moving out of the home that I raised my daughter in, which is extremely hard to leave, I am having a really hard time saying goodbye to my coworkers. Yeah. Like, I bawled when I said goodbye to multiple people. And I didn't say goodbye because I'm still working, but I like when I broke the news and everybody's just like there's a couple people that like can't even talk about it. They're like, we're not going to discuss this right now. And I'm like, okay.
That sucks. It always sucks leaving.
So we're going to do a little dinner before I leave.
Oh,
you know,
good. I'm sorry.
I know they're a good crew and I'll keep in touch, but I do have one funeral home that I am talking with, so we will see if that works out. I have completely quit smoking the Chiba. The cannabis is out of my system, just in case I need to drug test for a new job.
Well, good thing, you know what, honey, you're coming to Minnesota. They don't check for marijuana here, like, ever. Like, I know multiple people now, they're getting drug tests. And they'll do drug tests, but the marijuana is not counted on the drug test here. Welcome back to Minnesota.
I know, it's super exciting. It's all legal there. But they may still do it for me because my job involves driving.
You think they make you...
transport jobs a lot of times will. If it's a small funeral home, they may not, and they may not care. Like the one I'm at now, they didn't do any of that. But if the funeral home that I could possibly working at is owned by a larger corporation, they could require it for if I'm doing, they call it a transfer care specialist, not body removal, because that's a dirty words, body removal.
I don't know. I'll just tell you that I know someone who was an Amazon driver. So that is driving. Didn't have to stop smoking anything in Minnesota. It was completely fine. You know, it's just like, you know, drinking's legal. You can go to the bar and go have a drink. You just can't, you know, drink and drive on your job. So it's, I think that it's looking at it like that now in this state, which is fantastic. So it's good that you stopped, but I think you're going to be lucky.
I'm just gonna play it safe just because there's such limited options that if I fuck myself over, I'm super fucked. And I can wait. And that means I'm resetting my tolerance. So I'm gonna be a super cheap fucking date when I start smoking again.
I keep talking like I should take a few weeks off. But then there was one day I took like a day off and I was like, this day sucked. I feel like shit. I was like, no.
I'll tell you right now, it has sucked not being able to lean on that during this time of my life. I'm like, out of all this shit I'm going through, you're telling me I can't even get a little high to deal with my life-crushing feelings right now. But
Smoking and packing. You know, it's a good combo because packing sucks ass.
It is. As long as it gets you in the right frame of mind. You know, sometimes you get a strain that's like, all right, let's fucking go. Let's clean the whole goddamn house all day. And then the other one, you're like, I'm going to melt into my couch. We're going to do it tomorrow.
And you're coming to Minnesota with me, and I have people that you get to pick your strains. Like, it's all cool here now. You'll be like, what do you want? And you can take your little tests and everything. It's madness, and I love it.
I love it. How are your plants doing, by the way?
Wonderful. I'm growing stuff
great?
right now.
I knew they'd thrive.
Yeah, it's crazy because I ended up having 6 that survived. We're talking about cannabis plants. We didn't know if they were boys or girls. And I used ChatGPT to ask if it was a boy or a girl because I couldn't tell. Yeah. So it told me that 4 of them were boys and 2 of them were girls. So you have to separate them so they don't pollinate on each other. So I just fuck it. I'm going to plant the boys outside just for fun. They'll just do whatever they want. And then I kept the 2 girls inside. And then ended up being 1 girl with the boys. So that just means it's going to pollinate, which means I'm going to get more seeds. Yeah. So... yeah. Yay!
There you go.
I'm excited. What if I hate this strain? How funny would that be? I've just grown this one strain. I hate it. I was like, oh, no, there's no way I would hate it. But
oh, that's funny. Well, I guess we'll find out.
We'll find out, guys.
Do you know what it's called? Like what the seeds were called that you got?
Strawberry Fields.
Okay.
So look that up. If you guys have tried it, let me know. Strawberry Fields.
Let you know.
I was gifted the seeds, and yeah, it's been fun, but I love gardening, so I'm a little garden. I have to send pictures of you guys of my garden so far. So I even did after the witch episode, because we were talking about, types of gardens that witches had. Would have put the lavender and all that right next to the front door. So I have my lavender right next to my front door.
Nice.
Yep, just to keep it all, keeping good luck. I says the good luck summer, so...
Yes. I love it. I love it. Awesome.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, yeah, I think this is good. I'm glad we were able to make this work. We were just talking before we started recording that she's got her new desk set up and mine is completely stripped. I have nothing behind me. I have nothing on my desk. I only have my curtain up. So if the sound sounds a little different, it's because I don't have all this sound absorbing shit around me. So I'm excited to get back into it, but.
Well, you're such a maximalist too, when it comes to designing. So your walls there's not really a bare spot. You have a lot of beautiful artwork that you put up. So it's weird seeing just a plain wall behind you.
I know.
It's crazy.
I told myself I had to take that shit down right away. I was like, I can't have my stuff up because I'm going to stay attached to my house and I'm attached to all my art. But the minute I take it down, it's going to make it easier to detach and to start packing. So that was the first thing I did. I started taking shit off the walls right away when we found out that we weren't still buying the house. So,
well, I'm really hoping this next place, we do get the place. I got lucky enough to go look at a place for Nicole, and it, like we were talking about, it's very, very, very cute. It's very artsy. It's right on the lake. It has a lot of potential to it, and and it has so much more space than you have now, and it's walkable to the gas stations and schools, and it's just I don't know, I'm just really excited. It's just the perfect spot.
I know.
So I was picturing, because I know all your artwork and stuff in your house. I was sitting there picturing it in this house, on the walls and this big shelves. So I was just kind of looking. I'm like, oh, she'd like that, or this would be perfect for this. I was totally going to be your furniture.
But Daniel and I, we had a huge misunderstanding. He thought that I was leaving all my art here because we got a bigger storage unit here to just leave some shit that we don't need right away. And he was under the impression that I was leaving all of my art. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? My art is what makes me happy. I'm my decor in my home is what makes me happy. I am bringing every single box. He was like, every one? I'm like, every fucking one. You can count on that being in the moving truck.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, you guys, huge update since we've been gone. I had the surgery, the procedure, so that I can now burp.
You guys, it's crazy.
Fucking life-changing. So if you don't recall, I was born without the ability to burp. And every time I would burp while we were recording, I'd be like, did anybody hear that? It'd be the tiniest little like croak in my throat. Bitches, I am belching and it is amazing. So they basically put me under and put 100 cc's of Botox into my cricopharyngeal muscle, which opens up my throat. So in layman's terms, when you swallow your food, your throat opens to let the food out. And then when you burp, that muscle opens back up to let the air out. Well, mine would not open back up. It opened fine to let food and everything down, but it never wanted to open back up. So the Botox makes the muscle open all the time, which also means I need to be very careful with acid reflux. Because if I like bend over, like shit can literally just come pouring out my throat.
She's not used to holding it. You're like a baby. You know how babies are just throwing up on themselves all the time? You're not used to like blocking yourself compared to normal people.
That's going to be me. They need burp cloths.
And I can say after the Botox, your muscle looks 10 years younger.
My muscles?
Yeah. Your throat muscle? So
Belt.
thin and beautiful.
Yeah. So, if I can manage to get a nice big burp out for you guys, I would be honored. And I hope you feel just as honored, because everyone is a joy.
I'm so happy for you. And she does it like such a lady. She like puts her little hand up. Like such a little lady. So proper.
Well, that's another thing, you guys. It's like, I also, like, in order to burp, I need to turn my head. Like, I can't just burp straight out normal. I have to turn my head to touch my shoulder, or turn it to touch the other shoulder. And when I realized that that's what I had to do, I had to tell my husband, I was like, I'm not like trying to be cute, like putting my chin to my shoulder. Like, I'm not just like being cute. I'm like that.
He was like sitting there with like baby lips.
It's like, that's literally what I have to do to burp. And then I sent you that screenshot. I was like, every time I do it, I feel like Seth Rogen in the music video to, what the fuck was that called again?
It's Kanye West, James Franco.
Yeah, it was the Kanye West.
When they're on the motorcycle.
They're on the motorcycle. Yeah, it's like something too. I can't remember.
It's a great meme. Seth Rogen meme.
We'll post the Seth Rogen. That is what I think of every single time I burp now, is that I look like Seth Rogen doing the thing.
So, well, R.I.P. James Franco, because we pretend he's dead. We pretend that all the bad things didn't happen. He died.
Oh, God.
So we just R.I.P. R.I.P.
Disappointing, man, really.
I know. All the time.
I hate losing good ones. Well, seemingly good ones, you know.
Well, I think that, like, I'm starting to think that, like, I used to think, like, only, like, 10% of men are bad, but no, I'm starting to think it's more like 60. Sorry, men.
Sorry, men. Yeah, I mean,
I'm starting to...
It's true.
I try to give you a benefit, but, guys...
Fucking it all up for everybody else.
I know.
You're fucking it up for the people that's in the streets.
Should we get into deathy news?
Should we get into death news? Let's do it. Okay, ready?
All right, ready?
Welcome to Nicole's Death News. I got a lot for you. It's all piled up, so buckle in. Okay, I'm trying to figure out how I want to do this. Do I want to approach it chronologically? Do I want to approach it from the least exciting to the most exciting? What do you think?
Ooh, I was going to say chronologically because of my OCD, but then I kind of like the build-up. So let's do the build-up. Okay. Let's do the build-up.
Okay. So some of them are just little notes I made that like just kind of blew my mind, even if they're kind of obvious, but I was like, oh, I never thought about that. So I was, filing death certificates into people's files and everything. And every time I do that, I look at their death certificate because I'm super nosy and I'm like, what did you die from? Is it homicide? Is it a heart attack? Yada, yada, yada. And it also shows the location of where the person died. So I'm always like Googling houses, seeing if they sold their house after I'm so nosy. Did they leave after this happened? Because I would have left.
Is it for
after
sale?
That double
Are they
homicide. Yeah. I'm looking for a house, murder house. And I saw more than my fair share of fucking hotels. And it even put like the room numbers. So like I know for a fact that at this Springwood hotel, somebody died in room 119.
Ooh, you should start like keeping a log, especially because I know you're still going to continue in this profession.
Mm-hmm.
Like you should 100% like see if there's like a thing and maybe we'll catch a serial killer. Like someone that we didn't know. You're like the one that like all of a sudden realizes like, why are all these people?
Find this pattern. Yeah.
Yes. Find a pattern.
Trying to burp.
Sideways.
Trying to burp. No, it's not coming.
You even like lift your eyes though. I think you are trying to be cute. You're such a liar.
I have. It's
like,
almost like I have to feel.
She looks up like she is just using eye glow. She's Tyra Bank eye glowing.
It's just the feeling of the muscle getting it in the right position to let all the air out.
Now that this bitch has a Botox muscle, she thinks she's better than everybody.
I'm a glamorous burper. I belch better than anyone. They are pretty fucking impressive, though. Have you heard me? Ella has heard me burp more than you have because our daughters are always on the phone together.
All day. And I'm allowing it, right? But it's all day. It was so funny because I get to talk to Violet, too, and it's kind of fun. Like, we were driving home today, and I don't know how much Violet knows and doesn't know. So, like, and Ella's really excited, and Ella knows, like, asking questions, but you told me. Yeah. And I'm just like, hey, Violet, how's the packing? And she's like, good. And I'm like, have you got your room done? She's like, no, it's still dirty. Dirty. I'm doing a little southern. And then I'm like, are you excited to come live by us, possibly? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, are you excited for snow? She's like, yeah. She's so cute. And it's like her little accent, yeah.
Yeah. There's certain words that come out where I'm just like, girl, that was so country.
It is. I love it.
A ride. We're gonna go for a ride in the car. I'm like, what? A rod?
What was another one? I think nice. No, it wasn't nice. It was someone that she kept saying, and I was like, no, nice. I'll remember it. I'll tell you. But it's so cute.
You'll have to take a log. Take a little log when you notice the words.
I love hearing them talk. And they used to be enemies, but now they are friends. And I've only heard I heard one conflict, and they settled it beautifully. And I wanted to wait to tell you
quickly.
So fast.
I know.
So I heard something like I was kind of like working in the hallway and the girls were talking in the other room, and all of a sudden Ella wanted to do something. Like Ella was kind of like, I want to play this map or whatever. Mm-hmm. And Violet didn't want to. She's like, I don't really want to. And they were going back and forth. And Violet was so sweet. Violet's like, how about this? We'll play your map today as long as you play mine tomorrow. And they're like, okay. And then they just went on.
Oh my God.
And I was like, yes, you two.
So adult.
I know.
That's good to hear.
I'm so proud.
Because Daniel and I had a conversation tonight that we were worried that she was like getting a little bit too bossy. Like we've heard her get kind of bossy with Ella, and we're like, and Ella takes it in stride really well. And I'll call her out on it too. I'll be like, Violet, you're sounding a little bossy right now. And she'll be like, sorry. And she like checks herself.
Bossy.
And I'm like, well, she is my daughter. I'm pretty bossy too. But anyway,
it's good when you accept that. Like Mark and I have accepted because Ella does not like to be told what to do, like at all. Yeah, like it upsets her. She hates it, And then Mark and I sat back when we're like, both my husband and I both 110% hate being told what to do. Yeah, like we're both like that. Yeah, which is why we're good together because we know we don't really boss the other one around too much. Yeah. In that, so it's kind of funny where we're just like, why are we mad that our daughter's this way and trying to control? Like, obviously, we should teach her how to be, like, polite. Yeah. But I'm like, we don't like being told what to do anyway, so why are you trying to get her to reform?
I know you have to check yourself. You're like, wait a second.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, wonder why she's like that.
Like, I know. She's obvious. They're so fucking cute together. All day, every day. Okay. Going off the rails here. Oh, okay. So I saw, so M, who's our cremationist / embalmer triple threat gal, she let me sit in on the neck being cut open to get into the arteries, and it's called raising the arteries. And you basically go in and you stick your tool down in under the arteries and pull them up with your metal tool so that you can get in there and basically slice them enough to get your tools in there to start draining blood. Oh, wow. And she let me feel the arteries. Like I got to feel the jugular vein. She's like, come and feel it. Cause like, it's not what you think it would feel like, you know. When I think of arteries and veins, I think of them being really small and like delicate and stuff.
I would feel like they're just like almost like little, for some reason I would envision just like little Asian noodles, like the really thin ones.
Oh yeah, no,
I don't know.
the jugular was, the best way I can describe it is like, it's been a while since you've had chicken, but like, you know, oh, what the fuck is the word I'm looking for? Like on a little tenderloin, there's
like a hard stringy piece.
yeah, the hard,
kinda like the middly, yeah.
Yeah, what the fuck? Anyway, well, everybody knows what I'm talking about when you're, you know, they've got that really tough, it's almost rubbery. It's almost like a rubbery piece that does not want to come off of chicken. And that's what the fucking jugular feels like. And it's strong. Like she was pulling up on it really hard with her muscle. I thought, you imagine it would just like snap really easily, you know? No, that bitch is strong as fuck. It's insane.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah, it was really wild to see
wild.
and to feel and everything. Anyway, but speaking of M, she left. She quit and she's gone.
Oh,
I know.
oh no! So you're leaving too. That's sad.
I know. Everybody's pretty bummed about it, and I was like, I'm so sorry. I know this is terrible timing, but I have no control over it really. She honestly just got fed up with our boss. You know, we've talked about him before. Like, I, you know, kind of have a love-hate relationship with him. He is a typical red state conservative misogynist, but I also, he has traits that I like too, so it's complicated. But she was just over it. Like, I think that he just didn't like her, so he's kind of mean to her, and like he called her unintelligent. And she was like, you can't talk to me like that. Like, you can't, like, I'm done with this. And she finally was telling me, she's like, I'm just done. She's like, I'm getting the same feeling when I roll into work that I did when I rolled out into my, like, parking lot of my abusive ex. Like, when you're like, I don't want to be here. And, oh, is their car here? And, oh, if I see their car here, I'm just like, it's going to be a bad day. And she was like, I worked way too hard to leave these kinds of situations. And so she left, and I'm sad because I really liked her, and she was a fucking kick-ass worker. Her work ethic was amazing. She's like one of those, like, it's time to lean, it's time to clean. She's scrubbing toilets, and she doesn't have to do that. She's scrubbing fucking toilets.
See, guys, treat your employees well. You want to keep those people.
Totally.
Treat your employees well.
She was a huge
Because
loss.
most people, almost every job I think I've left has been because of bad management.
Yeah.
I think that's pretty normal. Be better. Yeah. That's too bad.
And I wonder about him sometimes too, because he has such a strong wife. His wife is a lawyer, and she's literally like tall and strong and like independent woman. So I think that he doesn't get that out at home with her, so he takes it out on other women that he can't, you know, because
I can't abuse a woman at home, so I'm gonna abuse people.
Right? It's really
I
gross.
hope are weaker than me.
It's really gross.
Again, 60. You guys are 60-40 right now in my
Oh
book.
God.
60 on the bad side.
I know. But then he has his shining moments where he's really generous, and he'll pay for people's funerals if they can't afford it, and donate to these things. And like, just like, dude, I feel like a yo-yo here with you.
I am starting to learn with people, and I do think this is true, and I actually heard it from listening to one of my psychics when they were talking about like the difference in good and bad, yin and yang, that we look at people so much of like, this is a good person or this is a bad person. And I do that too. Like you start to do that if you just look at a person, we are all so flawed, and we all have really good traits and we have really shitty traits. Yeah. All of us do. So it sucks, and it's just trying to look at the person and see like, is it evening out more good? A lot more good where it's not affecting me, you know? So, yep, so.
And that's honestly one of the reasons that it was a decision maker to leave the state versus finding somewhere within the state to move to. It wasn't a huge one, but it was one. Just realizing that I know at some point I will likely be M. I will, whether it's in a year from now or 3 or 6, I'm going to get to my breaking point with him likely. And I won't be there forever. and everybody else
Yeah.
probably won't either. So I knew that it wasn't going to be a forever job, even though I really love it right now and I love my coworkers and stuff. But yeah, well, it kind of sucks, but
I'm hoping that you find, I don't know the people who work at the funeral. I used to when I was a banker, but I don't know any of the people that work at our 2 funeral homes. But we do have 2 very nice funeral homes here.
oh yeah.
So I am very excited that it will hopefully work out. And I'm assuming they need people.
At least one does. I'm going to call the other.
Yeah.
Competition. See what's up.
Exactly. And then you'll be a competition at some
Yeah.
point.
I mean, I not to toot my own horn, but I sent you that audio I took today of my coworker tooting my horn to other people. Just everybody there has been like, we'll give you an amazing reference. Like, you're a huge asset here, and it's a giant loss. And it just makes me feel good, especially only being a year into this industry, and I'm that well thought of. That's our Patreon's ready.
I know. I was just about to
You
say,
guys,
we both got
maybe
it.
this is the time that we
Guys.
tell everybody.
It's telling us we have a Patreon.
Ding, ding.
We finally have one up and done. It is awesome. We will link it to here. There's a different range of things. You know, every dollar helps. It's like a monthly thing. And it would, help us get our good setup, help our audio get better. You'll appreciate it. And then I think every once in a while we'll throw some bones for our Patreon people too.
Yeah.
Just little special Patreon things. But it's new, so give us some time. We'll get there. But we're excited
getting it built.
about it.
But yeah, we both of our phones dinged at the same time.
Yeah,
to the
right
Girls
at the
Gone
same
Weird
time.
email.
Well, my daughter's phone.
Your Patreon page is ready.
It's ready, guys.
Anyway, totally forgot what we were talking about, but doesn't really matter.
Well, it's just about missing coworkers.
Oh, yeah.
I know, you've met many of my coworkers that I was super, super close with, and you become such good friends with the people, especially when you're with them, however many hours of the day.
Yeah.
I hope that you'll keep in touch in line, and I hope that, again, I just hope that you find some people like that again, because that's so important.
I hope so. And to work in that industry, you have to be a special kind of person. And maybe that's why I get along with some of the people that I work with so well, even though we have different values and political opinions. Like, I love some of them to death. No pun intended. And I think it's just because we all have that little thing, that little je ne sais quoi, that's hard to explain. But you recognize it when you see it in people. So I think
it's just like I said, not everyone's going to be the same. I mean, we both live in rural areas. A lot of my friends are very different than me and very conservative and everything like that. But they would be the first people who would support me at my drag show, and they would be the first people who would, care for me, even though they would probably say something stupid to their family about trans or, something like that and just not even connect it. But I can be friends if you just find people who have good hearts. Because a lot of people that are like that, they do have good hearts. They just haven't met the people or got the education or anything like that. So you just have to give people grace. Yeah. And you can find some really good people.
Yeah.
Not everyone's your enemy.
Yeah. And with time, they might open up to different values and morals and looking at things a different way and stuff. Yeah.
And they teach you something too.
Yeah.
You got to learn. That's why I say, go talk to people who are different than you, because you learn a lot.
That's true. Speaking of, we've had fucking ice raids right next to my work today, and it was so crushing. There were 2 really great Mexican restaurants right next to my work, literally kitty corner. And it just made me so mad. I wanted to go out there with some fucking tomatoes, but I was occupied at a funeral. But it was, the news was everywhere that they were raiding these restaurants. It's so sad.
See, they say that they're going after criminals. And they're saying that they're going after these people. It's you're going to people's jobs.
It's so fucked.
You're going to literal jobs. You're going to court place. Your people are trying to go through the process. You're not going to LA on the streets and getting these gangs. You're not doing
it's so
that.
Fucked.
You're going to working people's place.
I was happy to see that the majority of the comments on these local news stations that were reporting it, the majority of them were just oh, so you're getting the criminals, right? In a very sarcastic tone.
Yeah.
There were a couple really stupid people commenting, but most everybody was what are you guys doing? This is not.
Well, that's even conservatives don't back this up. Like, that's the thing. Like, no one's backing this up. No, like, I know that there's a lot of people that have listened that are not in America and what's going on now, but
it's horrific.
But no, this isn't us.
It's not what we want.
And you see a lot of people that even voted for Trump and the administration that's doing it that are trying to stop it.
Yeah.
They got to be louder, but, you know, it's, it's really devastating. Yeah. It's really, really devastating.
Yeah, it totally is.
Send them love. Sending love to our brothers, sisters, and others out there, especially if you're listening. My goodness.
Yep, for sure.
You know, I just think of, like, I was so lucky to where I lived because I had so many different immigrants and so many different people of color and so many different cultures and everything growing up in the cities. And, like, I'm a better person because of that. Yeah. And, like, I learned things because of that. And I get to teach my daughter those things. And I know that my family probably taught them stuff, too. And it's, like we were just talking about, just learning from each other. And that's a good thing, guys. It's a great thing.
It is. And that's how we became such a melting pot. I mean, come on. It's frustrating.
Yeah, I'm going to cry. I can't think about it.
Well, I will take you out of your depression with this next.
All right, give me some death news.
Bit of death news. So we had this gentleman who died doing what he loves, fishing. He died while he was fishing on his boat. And we put him in a casket that had like a bass jumping out of like the water and stuff. And he had his like Tractor Supply hat on and everything. And all of his flower sprays had like little bobbers sticking out and hooks. And it was really cute.
That is cute.
And he was actually transported from the service at the funeral to the graveside in a boat. His pallbearers picked his casket up, put it in a boat, drove the boat behind a truck to the graveside, and then took it out of the boat.
Oh, I love that they were allowed to do that.
That's
awesome.
Isn't that cool? And then the boat that he actually died in followed that boat.
Oh my gosh, my heart.
I know. I actually have a video of it, and I think I can share it because there's nothing identifiable about it, but it was really neat. It was really cool.
That sounds beautiful.
I know. It was really unique, and I love those unique funerals. Those are some of the best ones. They're so memorable. And I like to tell the families that too. Like, that was so cool, and I'm so glad that you did that.
Yeah.
Which brings me to my next one. There was this woman I had heard about. It kind of freaked me out because she had C. diff and gangrene, which is very highly contagious. And so I was like, I'm not stepping foot in the prep room while she's in there.
Is it really that contagious?
Yeah. It almost killed Tig Notaro. I mean, it's horrific. It's terrible. But I think
I forgot Tig had that. She had that like right after her cancer, right? Like, it was like
beat down. Yeah. So this woman, so I was just like, so how long does this last in the body? How long is she contagious? Once she's embalmed and her blood is removed, is that like good? Da, 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 da. And it apparently was fine because she had an open casket. She was embalmed, you know? Did you hear that burp?
Oh, I heard it.
Okay. So yeah. So she had an open casket, visitation, funeral. This woman planned her own funeral because she knew she was dying. She actually died of a type of cancer, I believe. It was like the gangrene and the C. diff were contributors, but the main cause of death was like kidney cancer or something like that. She planned her own funeral. She was like, these are the songs I want. This is who I want to sing this. This is what I want. I want this person to read this, which I think is also really cool. Like being able to plan your own funeral.
Yeah. I love it.
So cool. And they were like, they were talking about her, they're like, she was so funny. She could have been a professional stand-up comedian. She was so funny. She's just so great. And I was like, she sounds amazing. And, you know, I sit down with the families because I do all the audio visual. So if they've got slideshows or what music they want, I'll pull them into a room and I'll sit down with them and have a little meeting and be like, all right, what songs are we playing? Where are we playing them in the service? You know, it's like a production. You're plan the play.
Yeah.
So the niece sits down with me and she's like, so yeah, she planned everything, but there are some things we're going to leave out because we don't want to like traumatize the whole congregation. And I was like, oh, don't do that. Don't leave it out.
Don't.
And she's like, well, she wanted Pop Goes the Weasel to play.
Yes.
And I was like, that's amazing. Please play it.
Everyone would have a nice laugh. There's nothing better, like, well, it's not, there's a lot of things better than this, but it's a good feeling, like, when you're in such a dark place of despair where you have just that little, like, rush of humor.
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
That's wonderful.
And I know that's exactly what she was trying to do. You know, she knew people they were gonna be sad, and how funny would it be to play Pop Goes the Weasel at my funeral and my body would pop out. Like, so they're like, well, we're gonna leave that out. And I was like, oh God, that sucks. Just respect her wishes. But anyways, so they kept a few things in, and so during the service, she wrote her own eulogy and she had her son read it in the first person.
Die. I couldn't. No.
It was so hard for him, but he did an amazing job. So he was reading it as if he were she. And I was crying. And like, I don't get choked up easily. My heart is steel. I was so emotional. I was like, I haven't even met this woman, but she sound like they made her sound. I was like, I wish I knew her. Like, I wish I knew this woman. So hearing her own eulogy of her own words was so cool. And then at the very end, they started playing this kind of emotional song. And so this is how they directed me to do it. So I'm just going to tell it as if you're part of the audience and not tell you how I set it up. So we are starting to roll the casket down the aisle to get to go to the hearse. And we're playing this really emotional song. And just when we get to the last few pews, I hit the song, wow, I feel good, na, 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 from James Brown. And they wanted it cranked up, like volume. And everybody was like, oh my God. So she still got the little pop of humor for everybody. And she got the whole congregation exited to James Brown, which was really neat. And that was wonderful. Probably, I think that was my favorite funeral. It's weird to have favorite funerals. I feel like I've said that to me before, but I think that's my number one so far is this woman's funeral. It was really unique. It was so cool, and I love it. I loved it. My
favorite so far is the people who set the car on fire. They were doing their
when they set the hearse or the casket on fire, the Indian funeral.
But not because of that, because it sounded like a cool funeral. But
yeah. The Hindu funeral. Yeah, that was really neat. That's in my top 5 too, for sure. Oh my God. Did you hear that one?
There it is.
That one? I didn't have to turn my head so much for that one. I'm doing all this talking and breathing in all this air. Oh my gosh, I'm so excited. That felt so good. Anyway, so yeah, that was a really cool funeral. I enjoyed that.
I'm kind of disappointed in my grandma now when you were saying that she wrote her own thing, because my grandma wrote her own newspaper article, and it was the most boring shit. Oh. It was like, survived by this person.
Yeah.
Guys, can you tell I'm eating with candy grapes in my mouth?
I can.
I'm gonna drive Nicole crazy with editing.
Oh my God.
ASMR. For Nicole.
I'm not into the mukbang. I'm not into the eating ASMR. Speaking of ASMR,
yeah.
I hate that AI is taking over everything, but Jesus fucking Christ, you guys, AI is making the best ASMR. I'm like,
really?
They do this glass fruit cutting, and it's so realistic, and the hands and the humans are so it's incredible, but the sounds they make while they're cutting this glass fruit and the juices that spill out, and it's all fake, but like the sound, the Foley of it is like, it's mind-blowing. It's so relaxing.
AI is great and terrible at the same time.
Oh my God, I know. I hate that it's like it's taking over people's jobs. There are ASMR artists, and they're taking over their jobs, you know?
Well, Bill Gates said it's like, he was thinking like in the next 5 years, like 90% of work is going to be gone due to AI.
Yeah.
What he was trying to explain though to it is how can we as humanity, and he's like, we've had to do this before, but as humanity, so we're going to lose 90% of our jobs. How are we all as humanity going to make money off AI together to be able to survive and live?
Yeah.
And he's like, we did this before. There was a time where when we took all the manufacturing jobs out of like places and like sent them to China, and we were saying the reason is because we're going to gain a lot of more education and we're going to college and we're getting degrees, so we need we're using our minds and creating while we have other places. But what people argued at that time was, oh no, we're tearing out towns, and towns still haven't survived, and rural areas are gone because of that.
Yeah.
So just explain how that like time in our period is exactly like this time. We're like, oh, we're going to lose all this now.
Yeah.
And we survived that. So how are we going to survive it this time?
We ain't. It's going to be the end of the world. It's going to be Planet of the Apes, except Planet of the AIs.
Yeah. Good thing we're communing.
Good thing this is all a simulation anyway.
It is. Doesn't even matter.
Oh my
I'm
god.
going to sit here and eat my cotton candy grapes while the world burns.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's fucking wild. Okay, so one really cool opportunity I got was there. I think I may have talked about this place. There's one place in Alabama. There's this one woman who runs her own natural burial cemetery, and it's called the Good Earth, and it's up towards the northern border of Alabama and the southern border of Tennessee. And I've always just thought that was so cool. You know, obviously everybody knows it's kind of what I want to get into. And I decided, I was just like, you know what? I'm going to reach out to her and just be like, can I come up and just shadow you for a weekend? Can I stay for a weekend and help you out and volunteer? I don't expect pay. I just want to pick your brain and help. And like, you know, why not?
Yeah.
And so I did. And she reached back out like an hour later and she was like, absolutely, I would love that. Like, anytime you want to come, I will send me your phone number and I'll text you and we'll work it out and you can come up. And I was like, oh my God, that's so incredible. So I have that contact, but now I'm leaving Alabama. So like I might not get that opportunity, but there are places in Minnesota that do that. So I think I'm going to try the same thing for a couple places in Minnesota to just kind of shadow.
Get your foot in, see if you like it.
Yeah.
See if it's something you want to get into. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
for
awesome.
sure. You know, I'm kind of thinking about also, you know, along with doing the natural burial cemetery, because I realized that that's limited. You know, eventually I will run out of space. And then what do I do? You know, I'm not going to charge people monthly rent to be in this cemetery, you know?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking I would love, you know, if I could figure out a way financially to do it, I would love to get into the aquamation business as well. And have that be like the side gig to it, and doing alkaline hydrolysis for pets and people. And all in all, it'd probably cost about $500,000 to get everything, the machine ordered, all the infrastructure, you know, the zoning and everything. But hey, if I could find some native women-led funding and shit like that, like, who knows?
Never know.
And it could start paying for itself pretty quickly because, you know, it's picking up in popularity.
Yes. Have you watched the Mortician on HBO yet?
I started it and then I think your login stopped working. So I haven't been able to get back in.
Oh, well, try to get back in. We will table this conversation because I want to tell you so much about it, but I'll table it.
Okay, we'll table
Watch
it. But everybody should
you should be
start
able to get
watching
it.
if you've got Max.
The Mortician.
Go watch The Mortician.
Is great.
Yeah, our friend and listener Eric reached out immediately and was like, "Have you been watching The Mortician?" And I was like, "Bitch, you know I have been watching The Mortician." But now I'm so behind. I'm like probably like 4, 5, 6 episodes behind.
Is it that many episodes?
Yeah,
It could be.
probably. I think I was on episode like 3, and I haven't been able to watch it for like 4 weeks now, I think. But yeah, anyway, it's just a thought. It would be a big venture. I might have to find investors or something like that, but it would be a way to keep the business going, along with doing death doula stuff and just kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
I had another burp coming.
I want a Legends of the Fall situation on this land. I want it where, like, if you guys haven't seen Legends of the Fall, you got it. Oh my god.
Right?
That was a great one.
Oh, it just keeps going.
can't
So I
burp
keep
like
doing
that.
this thing where, like, after a certain point where it keeps going, I start laughing because I can't believe it, and then I start burp laughing, like when people
Yeah.
fart laugh. Yeah, burp laughing. It's ridiculous. Anyway, we should call this off the rails burp edition.
Burp edition.
Burp
Burps are in.
Yeah.
Ella can burp and fart on command, and it's very impressive, like, at any time.
Yeah.
But it grosses me out because I get grossed out by, like, really juicy, like, burps or farts. I get, like, and I'm like,
Oh God.
So,
no.
like,
You're in for it
and
tonight.
well, you know, yours hasn't been bad yet, but, like, hers are so awful, and she can do it all the time. And I'm just like, how do you have all this air inside of your body? Because I kept, like, messing with her and, like, not believing it. I'd be, go! Like, I would, like, surprise her. I'd come out of nowhere and be like, do it!
Yeah.
And then she would do it instantly.
That's
Fart,
crazy.
Fart and burp.
In fact, she can fart
it.
on demand?
Fart on demand at any time.
That's insane.
I'm not kidding.
I'm going to ask her.
I just, like,
on
wait.
her tablet tomorrow. Be like, Ella, fart right now.
do it. And she'll fart now. Yep, instantly. She'll be like, okay.
I love how
wet juicer.
filter free they are. Like, her and Ella will be playing, and Violet will be like, I just farted. Just hearing it from another room. She's like, I just farted again.
My heart melted the other day because I had, like, a bandana on my hair, and she was asking me why, and I was like, oh, I bet thinning hair and blah, 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 and how I don't like that about myself. And I was telling her, like, oh, is there anything you don't like about yourself? You know, just having a conversation, like, because I was saying, like, I don't like that I don't like this about myself, and blah, blah, blah. You know, kind of teaching her about that. And I asked her, I'm like, is there anything that you don't like about yourself physically? And she's like, no. Like, she loves everything about herself. And I'm like, oh my God, I did it.
Love it.
She loves yeah, because I'm just like, is there anything you don't like or anything? She's like, no.
Oh.
I'm like, that's awesome.
Oh. I asked Violet something similar, and I just asked her, like, is there anything you'd like to, you know, to change or whatever? And she's the only thing she said is she was like, my clothes. She's like, I'm done wearing dresses. I don't buy me any more dresses. Like, I want to pick out my own clothes. And I was like, all right. So I was like, I can't pick out anything for her anymore. Everything's got to be approved. Even stuff I'm like, oh, she'll love this. I'll bring it home. She'll be like, I hate it. And I'd be like, how? It's everything you've said you liked.
I've been heartbroken. I know. I've been heartbroken for 2 years now because it's been like 2 years since I've let Ella kind of, like, you know, get her own clothes and stuff. Anything I pick out, like, when we're at a store and I'm like, she looks so cute in this. And I'm like, look at this. She's like, no.
I know.
I purposely, like, don't even want to tell her I like something. So I think she's doing it on purpose.
I know. You'd be like, look, isn't this ugly? Just to be like reverse psychology it. And she'd be like, I love it. They're their own little people. They're asserting their independence.
I know. So fast.
I know.
Yep. I love that your girl's such a little more of a Tom girl and more into wearing pants. She's always been like that, though.
She totally
She's
has
always been
been
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She totally
She's been like
has
that
been.
since forever.
You know what? I'm fine with her not wearing dresses. I think, like, totally whatever. Even though I keep telling her sometimes, I'm like, girl, if they're so comfortable in the summer, even if they're so
nice.
comfortable. But what I wish she'd keep wearing, because I just think they're so fucking cute on her, is overalls. And they're still pretty, like, tomboyish. She doesn't want to wear overalls. And I'm like, oh, he looks so cute in overalls.
I hated wearing dresses till I was like 12. I would be so upset if I had to wear a dress.
Yeah.
I remember I had to wear a dress at a wedding one time, and it was so upsetting to me.
Yeah.
So I was a flower girl at a wedding, and I didn't want to, like, because I wanted to, like, dress like my dad and my grandpa. I would always wear their clothes, like, just, like, old T-shirts and ponchos. I don't know.
Yeah, you're like, what is
And now
this
I love
happening?
wearing dresses.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
That could change.
Something switched on me.
I made her wear a dress last month because she was coming with me to work. She's come with me to work a lot this summer, actually. And only the days that we have a service going on, I'll be like, you got to dress kind of nice. It was the first time I brought her to work when there was a service. So I made her wear this, like, just black dress she had. And she's like, fine. And she was pretty okay with it all day. She was kind of embarrassed walking in at first. But later in the day, we had to go to Sam's Club. And she was like, I don't want to go inside. And I was like, what are you talking about? She's like, I'm wearing this dress. Everybody's going to look at me. And I'm like, what do you mean? Nobody's going to look at you. I was like, you're a girl wearing a dress. It's kind of like your typical stereotype. Like, nobody's going to look at you and think you're looking weird. And she was so upset. She's like, I don't want to go in. So I immediately that day, I immediately went online and I bought her just like a dressy black shirt so she could wear it with black pants.
Yes, I was going to say, like, some nice pants, like some black leggings and like just a nice shirt.
Just a nice shirt. Yep, that's exactly what I did. And threw that dress out. So that was the last time she'll probably wear a dress.
I get it, Violet. I hear you. I used to feel the same exact way, and I don't understand it now.
Yeah.
I just remember I was very uncomfortable.
Yeah. I just want, that's
dresses.
what I want. I want her to be comfortable and feel like herself. So, yeah.
Yeah. Let kids be them. Like I said, I've probably have let Ella probably go way too early, letting her pick out her own clothes, but I just always have been weird with, like, wanting her to pick out her stuff. Every once in a while, though, I have to be like, turn back around and change your clothes. Because you look ridiculous.
Yeah. You're like, those are dirty. There's dirt stains on the butt. Like, you gotta...
It's like, what's that show, Big Daddy? Is it Big Daddy, where he, like, lets him... Or it's exactly like that in my house. Like, it's just
so, like, her underwear is over her pants.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, I can't wear that.
Like, I'm going to go to school, but I have a big hole in the shirt and some stains.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I want to wear it.
You're like,
It's
baby,
so
you can
funny.
wear it at home, but we can't be having CPS called on us.
I know, I was like, CPS. I had to tell her to change, like, even going to the store, because I'm like, I don't want people to think I'm, like, a dirty mom.
I know,
Like-
which sucks, because you want to just be like, I don't give a fuck what people think. But there's also a line where you're like, I don't want people to call CPS on me thinking,
Yeah.
you know, it's so stupid. God, where were we? Somewhere on the rails.
That's not on the list.
Oh, okay. So I was gonna get my cremationist license. I was all set up.
I know you were talking about that.
We have talked about it before, and my boss was like, "It's happening tomorrow. We're signing you up. You're getting your cremationist license." And that's when I had to break it to him that it was a possibility that I was moving to Minnesota. I didn't know it yet,
That's nice of you to do that.
and I was like, "Can I just tell you something that I've been trying to not talk about for a couple weeks?" And he was like, "What?" And then I told him what's going on. And I was like, I just don't want to spend a couple thousand of your dollars to get this thing that I might not be here for. Like, it just feels wrong. I don't want to use your money like that. So it sucks. Like, I was really about to do it, and if we weren't moving, I would do it, and I would be a cremationist now. But I'm hoping to pursue that endeavor once I get to Minnesota. So we'll see if they are just as willing to. So that was exciting at first, and then I had it on my list before I knew we were moving. I was like, cremationist license, I'm getting it. That's what I'm going to do. But no.
Well, you're still going to get it. You're still going to get
Still
it.
going to get it.
And what's going to be nice is everything that you're going to get is going to be Minnesota-based.
That's true.
Because it has to be by state, right?
I believe so, yeah.
So, and you're planning on building here anyway, so
Yep.
you'll already have
Yep.
it.
Yep, that's true. That's true.
Well, have you thought about doing, cremations? Just putting a big old oven in the place?
No, just because I don't want to contribute to the environmental impact that it has if I don't have
Well,
to.
it'd be the natural, yeah.
Whereas the alkaline hydrolysis is got little to no, impact. All that.
What if we can just shake people in the lake?
Well, you can't shake them into the lake, but you can flush them down the toilet, and then it goes to the water treatment plant, and then you just drink it.
There you go.
You're drinking people's
delicious.
bodies and poop and nasty innards, and it's disgusting. That's
is
why I
gross.
like spring water.
Which is just the same thing, but just a...
It's not the same thing. It's come from a natural spring, artesian wells. But anyway, oh my gosh, I'm down to my top 4 now, which are all very exciting stories, and I'm wondering.
Oh, awesome.
I have a good lead into that, but I think it's my number 1, so I'm going to end with it. Okay. So the top 4 now. Number 4. We had, and people may have read about it because just a couple weeks ago, there were 2 people being executed in the United States. And one of them was in Alabama, and it was a gentleman that we picked up. We had to
Really?
wait for him to die. We had to get to the prison before his execution was scheduled. And
Why? Why do you have to get there before?
I don't know. I don't know why.
That's weird.
It is weird.
So you just have to, like, wait around? That's...
I guess just waiting around to die. It's actually a really good song. There's a song called Waiting Around to Die, and it's very good. You should look it up. So the guy's name was Gregory Hunt, and he was executed by nitrogen gas, which is, they basically put a gas mask over his face and just suffocate him to death, which sounds horrific. But don't feel that bad.
Gas mask, really? Like he's laying in bed and they put the gas mask on top of it?
Yep,
Oh,
and he's just
interesting.
fucking struggling. Yeah.
I thought it was all like lethal, like the injections.
Nope.
Different.
No, it was different.
Well, it gets me the firing squad.
I know, yeah. Still give me the firing squad. Ooh, I got that one.
You sound like a gremlin. Like, remember my old dog Tiny, who was like on death's door for 10 years
Of course.
and no teeth. That's what you sound like.
Just call me Tiny. All right. So the man that was executed, his name was Gregory Hunt, and he was in jail because in 1988 he was convicted of the capital murder of killing a woman named Karen Lane, who was only 32 when she was killed in 88. I think they were ex or current. They were dating and romantically involved in some sort of way, whether it was current or ex. But he had, this is where I was going to try to trigger warning for sexual stuff if you want to skip past 5 seconds. There was a broom handle found that had traces of vaginal secretions on them.
Hunt sounds like a cunt.
Hunt sounds like a cunt, exactly.
Yeah.
And he argued that he did not do that. So he was really trying to get off death row. And ultimately, obviously, it did not work. So he was executed by breathing pure nitrogen gas. They strapped him to a gurney and put it over his face. And he didn't have any final words, but he gave a thumbs up and a peace sign with his fingers right before the gas, started flowing. And it flowed. It started at 5:55 p.m. and at 5:57, so this is a full 2 minutes, his body like shook and he gasped and he raised his head off the gurney, and then he let out a moan at 5:59, so about 4 minutes later.
Oh, this sounds awful.
I know. He raised his feet. And he took a series of a couple more gasps of breath with long pauses in between, and then didn't make any visible movements after 6:05. So 10 minutes, it seems like it took him to die.
I wonder, but did they have an audience? Because I know that they do allow, like, family members or certain people to come in and, like, watch, which sounds horrific.
They did, yeah. Several of her family members witnessed the execution.
Oh, could you imagine having to sit there and watch that for like 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Would you, like, if someone did something awful to someone that you loved, like, let's say someone did someone awful, like, you wish them dead, terrible person, would you want to go to their execution?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. It's nothing against victims' families or anything if they do, but yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, no. Just personally.
I don't know if I could watch someone like that for 10 minutes, even if I hated them.
Yeah, it's just hard.
Not that I'd have, like, sympathy, but it would just be, like, just
because you feel like you're feeling it in the moment, You're imagining what that would be like for yourself, so it's not necessarily pity for them, but yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Can you tell I'm getting allergies, guys? How far are we into recording that I got hit by allergies?
Healing on my allergies.
Allergies. So yeah, anyway, he was executed, and it made national news. It was all over multiple news outlets, and we were the people that went and picked him up and brought him to Limestone up in northern Alabama, and he was buried amongst other prisoners.
All right.
Crazy.
Just right in with the other prisoners.
Crazy stuff.
It is crazy.
Yep, totes.
Bye.
Totes.
Hunt the cunt. That's his name. That's what we call him.
Hunt the cunt. Hunt the cunt.
88, though. That's a long time. That's what I was saying. These people, like, I wonder why we take so long. I wonder if it's the people going through the appeals. I know some states just don't want to do it anymore, so they're just, like, even if they get the sentence, they just don't do it. You know, so it's...
Yeah, he was one of the longest serving inmates on death row. And I think he did try to appeal it, and it was denied. And he had a couple people that were... There were some, like, I don't know, Christians against executions and stuff that were trying to stop it and stuff like that. But, you know, didn't happen.
Well, even though I'm not pro-execution, which I keep saying, I would never fight to keep one of these douchebags alive. I'm going to be honest. I'm not, like... I would say, like, let's not do it. But at the same I'm not going to be like, stop. Like,
stop.
Don't.
No, please.
No.
Please don't.
I'd be like, oh, that sucks for you, but...
Yeah. Peace out. All right, number 3. Number 3. This one is more wild because I have not been involved in something like this yet. I've heard about cases like this, and I wasn't sure if I'd ever see it, but I did. And there was a gentleman who got in a head-on collision with another man, and the other man ended up being life-flighted to the hospital. And I honestly don't know if he survived or not. I think he did. But this gentleman, he was 615 pounds.
Ooh.
And he was so heavy that his transmission was ejected from the vehicle, but he was not. And he was not even wearing a seatbelt.
Ooh, that's big bitch.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And it took 12 people to get him out of his car on the scene. 5 funeral homes turned him down.
Why? Just because of the difficulty? Or what?
Multiple reasons, yeah. But part of it is the difficulty. Part of it is because they didn't have a cremation machine where he would fit.
Oh.
And some of them were just worried about the risk involved in cremating somebody that is that big because it's a fire hazard.
Sure.
So give it to my boss. He was like, we got it. But he sent me and 2 other people to pick this guy up. And we were told he was 550. And even then I was like,
yeah.
All right, well, we're going to give this a shot. 3 of us, maybe we'll be able to do this. We get there to this funeral home, and it's an hour and a half away. It's towards Birmingham. We get there, and they're like, he's 615. And I'm like, okay, let's take a look at him. This guy, he was in better condition than I thought he'd be for being in a head-on crash. His face was pretty much unscathed. His body did have like gasoline and transmission fluid all over it, so there was like dark liquid on him. Honestly, the worst injuries he had were his legs. They were bent backwards. His feet were facing the complete opposite direction, and there was a giant gash open in his leg, and it was just and I've never seen fat like that in real life. And I'm literally just saying like globules. Yeah. It was just like coming out of his leg. I didn't even see blood. It was just globules.
I've always
of fat.
Wanted to it's so weird, but I've always wanted to touch fat because I watch a lot of My 600 Pound Life. I love that show. Yeah. Dr. Naz, I love him. But they'll show you the surgery and sucking it out and everything like that when they have to go through that type of surgery, and it's so interesting to see how much fat can come out of a body and how much space between your muscles and your lungs can grow with just this level of fat. So who knows, that might have protected his body a little bit, having that extra cushion over his
absolutely.
Stuff. So yeah,
I mean, although that's the only thing I can think of is how he died. It was just from maybe internal bleeding or something, because there was no obvious. I mean, obviously he broke both of his legs, but it wasn't enough to kill him. Just broken legs and a gash on his leg.
Well, I think when you're heavier too, the heavier you get, the more unhealthy you get, just automatically. So your body can't fight as much, type of things when you get to that point. So a lot of people, like, it's just like when older people fall, you know, when when you get heavy, you can have a minor thing, but because of everything else, it can be more severe. So who knows?
That's true. That is true. A lot of elderly, once they fall, like, it's really just downhill from there. It's hard for them to recover.
They could be completely fine and then bam. But it's just because they're older and their body just can't handle as much. It's the same thing when you start gaining a lot. I know that when I start gaining weight, you know, you just don't feel as good. I don't know.
Yeah.
For sure.
It was definitely a sight to see. I felt bad for the guy because he had, his shirt was, it was like, I don't know if the people did this or if the crash somehow did this, but it was like his shirt was pulled up and like pulled up over his head. So like you couldn't see his face. And I pulled it off of his face because I was like, that's not nice. And it's just his, belly was showing and they didn't have a sheet covering him or anything. And I was like, let's give him a little decency. So I got a sheet from my van and put it over him right there. I was like, come on. Because I read about it in the news. Like, I knew it had happened. I read messages from his family. Everybody was like, he was a super great guy. Yeah. He was just a great coworker. And everybody was just super sad. But yeah, me and my other partner and another guy that we hire sometimes. He's not our employee, but we hire him to do pickups for us sometimes. We all met there. And we were just flabbergasted at how we were going to do it. We're like, there's no way, even if all of us pulling. And the people that worked at the funeral home where he was had to leave on a death call. So like they couldn't even help us. And we were like, how are we going to do this? The three of us cannot do this by ourselves. First of all, he's not even going to fit on our cot. Like his body is too big to fit on the gurney.
Yeah. Like so, how much of like your gurney compared to body do you think like that the gurney would have taken over? Everybody went in with his body, like a third or 2/3 or?
Probably 2/3.
2/3, yeah.
Yeah. It was a lot. And that was, even if the gurney would hold, they said the gurney that he was on when they pulled him out of the car started cracking. So they ended up having to put him on a different table when he got to their funeral home. So we ended up finding, in our removal vehicles, when you lay all the seats in the van down to make that large area to push a body in, we put a giant piece of plywood down there to make it an easier surface. So we took that piece of plywood out and we were like, all right, well, if we get him on this and then just kind of balance his weight accordingly, we could just kind of tip him on and then put him into this giant van that we had. But we were still like, how are we even going to get him on that? Like, we have a plan, but how are we going to, we had to call the fucking fire department. Yeah. We were like, we can't do this by ourselves. So the fire department came and it took 8 guys to finally get him in. And then once we transported him, we had to call our local fire department to help get him out. And
shout out to the fire departments for helping out. That's awesome that they help out with that type of stuff. Good job,
I
ladies
thank
and
them
gents.
profusely.
Yeah.
Totally. And my boss was like, he thanked our local fire department. He was like, got all their names and he ended up sending them like a gift, something the next day. And he was like, thank you so much. So that was nice. But yeah, apparently we cremated him. No problem. It took a lot longer. Usually cremation takes anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. He went in at 9 a.m. and was still burning pretty good at 5 p.m.
Yeah. I wonder, it might be too hard, but if you ever do get to the point, obviously, with opening up, your funeral services, I wonder if there's a thing where you can learn to help cater to these people. Because obviously there's a need for it. There's a need for a better way with people with those weights. Like, what can you do? There has to be better equipment. There has to be something. And it would be nice because you could be like, okay, this person in the state, they can specialize in that a little bit more. Yeah. And that might be something to look into because obviously it's needed. Those people deserve dignity too. And I mean, there has to be something. Yeah.
I mean, I had read about a case, well, I didn't read about a case. My coworker told me about one that they were on, that they had to remove the window from a home and cut open the actual side of the house to have the fire department come through, and they had like a crane, and I was just like, oh my gosh. Just the logistics involved. Yeah, there's gotta be a better way.
Yeah.
And thankfully our retort in the crematory was wide enough to be able to fit him in. And the main concern is just because of the amount of fat that gets flammable, grease fires.
That's what I was wondering when you said how long it took. I was
slow and low.
Slow and low. Yeah.
Slow and low. Yeah, you can't have it too hot, or you're gonna risk burning down your whole crematory.
Yeah.
So yeah, he was finally cremated just last week, but that was a wild case to be on for sure. Yeah. So I never thought I'd see that, but I did in my last month of working there.
You'll probably see a lot more. I feel like you'll see more. It's just more hidden, because people, you get like that, like how long, if you can't get out of your house, how long have you been in your house? You probably went in when you were able to fit through the door, and then you just never leave again. You know?
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah, it is sad. There are a lot of different types of cases that I thought I would see by now, because I just hit my 1 year anniversary, which you saw this week.
I saw on LinkedIn.
Mm-hmm. Hit my 1 year, and I have not had to use, I bought those special masks, those decomp masks. I spent like over $100 out of my own pocket when I first got the job, because I was worried I wasn't going to be able to handle the smell on really bad decomp cases. I've never had to pick up a decomp case still. I never had to use one.
That's crazy to me. Yeah.
We've definitely, but I was not the lucky person that had to pick them up. It was, my partner and people after hours or whatever. I've walked into the cooler and smelt them after we've picked them up. So they've been on site. It's just, it hasn't been me doing the removal. But speaking of decomp case, this brings me to number 2.
Ooh.
There was a guy that we had picked up, and it wasn't me, obviously, because I just told you that it was my partner, and he had been in his house for about 5 days, and there were flies that were all around, and flies that had started kind of laying eggs on this guy's face.
Maggots coming?
There weren't maggots, at least yet, but there were flies and eggs, and so they put him in a body bag. They got him into, our cooler. Terrible. The smell was just horrific. And his poor daughter was 23. She came and she was like, I don't know how to do any of this. I'm my father's only daughter, only kid. I need to be walked through this. And she was like, can I see him? And we're like, sweetie, you don't want to see him. And our boss was like, under no circumstances do you let anybody open this bag. He zip tied it shut. He was like, nobody opens this bag.
Really? What if a family member insists, that is my person I want to see, even if they know it's gross?
So I don't know the legalities, but my boss was telling me that it's a public health hazard. Yeah. So in that circumstance, we don't even go in and fingerprint them, and we fingerprint everybody, but we don't even open the bag to fingerprint them. But let me rewind. Before we told her, look, you don't no, you can't do that. She was like, can I see my dad? And M was like, this was before she left, obviously. She was like, let me just go take a peek and see what he's looking like. She hadn't seen him yet. And she's like, let me just peek open the bag. It was a day or two after we had picked him up that she had come. She told me she opened up that bag, and it was the worst thing she's ever seen in her entire life. Wow. In her entire career. She said the eggs hatched. Maggots had eaten his entire face off. He was unrecognizable. Mm-hmm. She was like, it was like a Saw movie. It was horrific. And a roach crawled out of the bag. Mm-hmm. And she was like, nope. Yep. Nope.
We go right back. Not. We go right back into, even when you're laying there, you go right back into feeding and, going back into the earth. It's crazy. I always think this is really, really gross, but I think if you listen to this, you know that I run an animal rescue, and I run farm animal rescue, which means we deal with a lot of big cows and bigger, animals. And so we've had 2 cows that have passed, and we have cows with a disease where we can't, do certain things. They have to be buried a special way so that this disease doesn't spread. but there's only like a few people that pick up these type of cows in the state. So what ends up happening is there might be a week or two. Like we had our one cow having to lay like with a tarp over her body for like a week and a half before this person came up and picked up our large cow. But I would go and just check her every once in a while. But by the week and like a half, her eyes immediately, her eye, like flies came, took the eyes out. But I'm a sick fuck, so I'm like looking at all of it, not being gross because I love my baby girl, but just like her eyes first were to go, and they just started slowly eating her face, her butthole. Like area fully started eating the face, the eyes, and the butthole first. Yeah. I was really surprised. I was like, ugh, so gross. Yeah. But very interesting how you bloat and then you start shrinking back into soil pretty much.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Your body just starts melting back in. Yeah. I can't imagine being the animal body removal person for a decomped animal case like that. Like, I can't even imagine, like, this 600-pound man if he was decomped, you know? Like,
I get grossed out because when we have, like, for example, our goats, like, if our goat passes away, we have someone that's, like, 15 minutes away. I actually found him who has a farm and has his own crematory in there for his animals. So I just go there, and he's really nice and gives me the ashes. But, like, even after, like, a day where because we have to deliver these large, and they get hard and bloaty, and, like, having to lift them up. Like, and the smell and just, and so when I see, like, the cow, which is so large, they have these certain, like, tools that help, but it's still, they turn into liquid and just, their mouth and their buttholes
putrefaction.
Just start. So what a job. That would be one of those dirty jobs episodes. 100%.
Totally. Yeah.
Getting the yoni cows in the state. Ugh.
Oh, that is insane. So yeah, we did not let the daughter open the bag, but she went in the crematory and we let her spend time with him in the bag. She mourned over his body in the body bag, even though you could smell him from there. Oh. But that poor girl, I felt so bad for her. So would you, knowing what I just told you, maggots ate his face off, there was a roach crawling in there somewhere, you would have had to open the body bag and remove a blanket over his face to see everything. Would you have peeked?
Yes. Absolutely, 100%. 110. Yeah? I was just saying how I was going on with my cow, like, every day, like, how much comp, even if I, like, love the person. Yeah, I wouldn't, because I wouldn't think of it that way. I would be very sad, but I wouldn't feel bad about it. I'm not like, oh, you're eating the face. Again, I think of you're going back to the earth. Yeah. And you're feeding maggots. Maybe that's the vegan in me, though. That's that little vegan in me, maybe. Yeah,
maybe. I bitched out. It was the first time I've ever bitched out. Really? She was like, you can do it. But everybody walked away. They're like, we're not going to be anywhere near you when you open that bag because the smell. And they're like, they walked out. And I almost started zipping. I was so close. I was so curious. But ultimately, I fucking bitched out. I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And it was mainly because it was the fact that I couldn't handle if, like, a roach, like, sprung out and crawled up my arm and the roach had decomp on its little legs and it got on me. Oh, yeah. I was like, no. I was like, I can't do the jump scare part
I just want a little cartoon of a little roach. We have to have someone draw this, just, like, coming out with cute little decomp legs. Just little decomp legs crawling up my arm.
Yeah. If somebody were there and they were willing to open up the bag and pull it open and show me from a foot away, I would look. It wasn't the disgust of the state of the person, because I was very curious, so fucking curious. I was just way too scared. A maggot was gonna crawl me, a roach would crawl me, and I was like, can't do it.
Yeah, and see, I don't know, I've seen it so many times, and I'm a gross fuck. I'm gross.
I bitched out. Well, I will hire you. Yeah. To work with me.
My only thing is scent. That's my vision is completely fine. Again, I'm guts, gore. I have no problem with that. But it's smell for me. Ever since I was pregnant, and it never went away, I haven't lost my pregnant scent. So, like, if something is dead and decomping, like, far away, I can smell it. And it and I will puke thinking about it now.
It's got
ever since pregnancy,
certain smell to it. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would invest in the very nice mask, the decomp masks again.
Yeah. If I have that,
which, by the way, that would have been the perfect case for me to test my mask on. But guess what? My fucking work van has been in the shop for over a month. I have not been able to do body removals in over a month, which obviously has also affected my income, which is another big reason that I've just been kind of asking for help, is because it's affected me.
Yeah.
Which kind of pisses me off, because I'm like, my boss was just trying to save a dime going to this guy in the next state to save on this. And I'm like, you are affecting my pay.
Yeah.
Quit being a cheap ass. Like, I have lost hundreds of dollars because you won't get your van out of the fucking shop. It's still in there, you know? And my masks are in my van. So I couldn't, that was my whole point as I was getting to. I was like, I couldn't test it.
Let's make sure, if we can, to share the GoFundMe. If you guys are interested, like you said, you know, every dollar helps, you know, the move and, you know, kind of just starting over, kind of, like you said, just rebuilding your entire life. And I know that everyone's tight right now, but, you know, if you have it, we love you and appreciate it.
It would help for sure. We'll, you know, we'll link it. And if you're listening to this in the future, obviously don't do anything, but come check out our Patreon and support us that way. All right. We've made it to my number one.
I'm excited.
Death news story. I need to take a big old drink because this.
All right, I'll take a big old drink too.
I'm going to just finish off this drink, actually. This, okay. I'm going to just set the scene here for you guys. A couple weeks back, this actually happened. This happened before we went on hiatus. It was my next story I was going to tell during our follow-up episode, and everything went to shit, so I didn't get to tell it, and I've just been fucking saving it. So,
that must have been so hard for you.
Oh, it was so hard. I could only tell a few people because, you know, obviously I was like, I need to tell it so everybody can hear it. I'm saving it up. So M asked me for help in the crematory. She was like, I have this woman who's a little bit bigger and I need a hand. And she's a pretty small gal. She's probably like 100 pounds soaking wet. You know, she needs, I got the muscle. Okay. So
you just come in with your guns. You're like, oh, you need the help.
Got this. I'm such a like fucking asshole when it comes to that at work. Like the guys will come up and be like, "Oh, do you need help?" And I'm just like, "Bitch, no, I don't need your help. Dude, I'll pick up this box all by myself."
I'm getting muscles for the first time in my life. I know I'm going on a side tangent, but I have never had this. I'm not trying to have this, and I'm not trying to lose weight. But I'm somehow, like, getting insane, like, definition.
Yeah, getting some definition.
I've never had my stomach has never had any mark of anything, Nicole.
So you're sitting down and I can't see what you're showing me.
Like, you know, abs. I don't have abs yet. I'm going to say yet. I'm not trying to get abs.
But there's some definition to a muscle. You have a one pack.
Yeah, it's like trying. Hold on, you're going to see my titties for a second.
All right.
Look at, I got like a...
Yeah, uh-huh.
I'm proud of it.
There you
I've
go.
done nothing, guys. I have done nothing, and I'm starving all the time. And I'm eating a lot, so I don't know what's going on.
Huh. Well, you're working hard.
Yeah, guys. I just had to stop so you guys can admire my hot bod.
You guys didn't get the titty shot like I did, but...
Stop this podcast and stare at my muscles. Right now, stop your story.
That's okay. I was texting you in the shower today, and I was like, literally, it was hilarious. If you decided to video call me, I was just tits out, just washing my hair. Oh, anyway, okay, all right. Yep. So, I got the muscle. Mm-hmm. M's like, I need your help in the crematory. So I feel like I've explained this before, but I'll just do a quick little recap because it's important you understand the physics of this. When a normal, quote unquote, normal average sized weighted human goes into a retort in the crematory, they are just in a big brown cardboard box that's held together by some zip ties. Pretty standard. You're up on a...
Can I stop quick? Sorry. Why the zip ties? Do you know?
Oh, so the boxes come in flat, so we have to assemble them.
Oh,
and instead of putting them together with like packing tape, which just always falls apart, we use zip ties, and it just keeps them a little bit more strong.
Makes sense. Okay.
Yep. Yep. So normal people, I hate the word normal people, but you know what I'm trying to say. An average sized human just goes in regular cardboard box. You get them on the, what I call runway of the retort. And then they're on rollers and you push them in. Now, if somebody's a little bit heavier, you run the risk of this cardboard box breaking or sagging in a certain spot, like around their backside, like the box would start sagging and it can get caught on something. So we put them in something called an air tray, which is basically a big, like wooden built shallow box. So it's held together with metal, I don't know what to, I don't work at a fucking hardware store. I want to say rivets, but like.
I want to know the exact milliliter
Oh my God.
piece that you used for this.
It is sturdy wood. It's not cardboard. Well, the one of our sister funeral homes that brought over this case did not do what they were supposed to do and didn't put this woman in the air tray. They put her in just a regular old cardboard box. So we're like, all right. So we don't have a whole lot of trouble getting her from the rolling cart up onto the runway. So we're like, all right, let's go ahead and let's get her pushed in. When you start, you got to heat up the retort first so that it's pretty hot already. And that's why you kind of got to move quickly, because if you do it too slow, they could literally start catching on fire as you're rolling them in. So, yeah. So that's when she's like, I think I'm going to need help. So somebody can each get on one side and you basically like run and push.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's for our normal retort, but the retort she was on was the fancy, like, I've told you guys about it before. It's a fancy one it's like all electronic. So it's got this big metal bar that will push them in for us. So we don't have to do any of the running and pushing. Mm-hmm. Super nice. It's remotely controlled by it can be remotely controlled by a support team. Like, they can see inside the retort and like troubleshoot things for you, and you can call them. It's like a super fancy machine.
What? It's like, you know how they have it in like cars? Like I randomly get an email every month, like, your tire is this slow, and it like tells me everything about my car. It's like that with like crematories.
Totally.
That's super rad, actually.
It's pretty cool. Yeah, it is. It's really, really neat.
Yeah.
So we get this woman in her cardboard box up on, again, this is not what it's called, but it's the best visual, as I call it, the runway. So she's on the runway getting ready to be pushed by the metal bar into the retort. So we're standing on each side, just like making sure everything's good to go, because I helped her up on there. That's really what she needed help with, was like getting her up onto the runway. All right, you guys are going to have to start picturing this in your head.
I'm picturing all of it.
If there's anybody listening that is like an animator that could animate this story, I really need it animated, because it's in my head and I need to get it out of my brain.
We need this animated, and we need a little cockroach with human feces cute little feet climbing up an arm.
D-complex, yeah.
D-complex.
Okay. So, I'm going to try to explain how this happens. So, everybody just close your eyes and visualize this in your head.
All right, I'm going to close my eyes too.
So, the metal bar starts pushing this woman in her cardboard box into the retort. Just as she starts making it into the door, the cardboard box gets caught and stuck underneath her. And because it's an electronic machine, it's not stopping to adjust. It keeps pushing. So her butt is sagging, stuck on this cardboard, but it's still pushing her, and her legs start moving straight up into the air, all the way pointed towards the ceiling, and it's still pushing her, and her legs are bending backwards like a fucking, like she's going
holding
in a suitcase. And we're just like, me and Em are watching this in like slow motion, and we're just like basically screaming at each other like, oh my God, we're like, what do we do? Like, we can't stop.
Do you think she was gonna go into it with them like, whoa?
So So what happens is when it fully pushes this body in, the door automatically closes too.
Oh.
And this machine is not registering that there's a problem. So it's just going on with its business as usual. So we have this woman that's slowly sliding with her legs all the way up in the air in an L shape, slowly bending back towards her head. And her whole body does eventually make it bent like it's in a suitcase.
Oh my God.
But the door closes just at her head, but with the box that's all bunched up and broken still hanging out of the retort.
Oh my God.
And she's catching on fire. And we're both screaming. And she's immediately like getting on the phone with the support. And I like immediately went into mode like, what do I do? The door is closed, but half of this cardboard box is hanging out. The cardboard box that is in the door is on fire. So what's going to happen? So I grab a box cutter and I just start fucking slicing at this box, trying to like cut free the sagging loose that's still hanging out. And she gets on the phone and they're like, you're just going to have to open it back up and we've talked about it being like a big fire poker basically.
Yeah.
And they're like, and just kind of manually shove her in more. And Em was like, what? And they're like, just hit the open on the door. And she's on fire. She's fucking flaming. Open the door and just use your poker to just shove it all in, shove the extra box in. And she's like, okay. So she like gets up the phone and throws the phone, opens up that door. She is fucking flaming on fire. And we're both have pokers and we're just shoving as fast as we can, thinking that this whole place is about to burn down. And the door shuts. And it finally, like, it's done. But we had looked up and, like, the smokestack was burning, like, black, which I don't know what that means. But we were just like, this place is about to blow. We were so scared that the whole place was literally going to explode. And I was, like, started backing out, like, do we need to, like, leave here? Do we need to, like,
call the fire
move
department?
back 100 feet? Yeah. But we were able to fix it and get her in there and get it done. But the fucking image of that woman's legs going up, it was like a cartoon. I couldn't believe my eyes.
So did it end up getting stuck and like squishing it all?
So her body did not get squished in the door at all. She cleared the door. This poor woman, she was probably
her.
watching from the sidelines like, you
I would be
bitches.
laughing. Maybe she did it
Oh
on
my
purpose because I would do some shit like that. She's like, this is going to be hilarious. Watch this.
Oh my God, we're
Messing
so
with
lucky.
the equipment.
Can you imagine if her body did get stuck, like her head, like and the door just closed on her head or
No, it
something?
reminded me of like, remember, was it The Last of Us, or this is when James Franco, Seth Rogen, we're always talking about James Franco, Seth Rogen, and like all their friends, when the head goes in and like, when the head falls and they're all like kicking it around.
Yeah,
I just picture
like a
you and
soccer
Em
ball.
just like, the head goes and it pops off and you're like, oh shit,
God.
and you're just like kicking it around.
It's ridiculous. I mean, I figured that there'd be some sort of safety mechanism where detected that there was something in the way and the door wouldn't close. No,
It
that
can
bitch.
literally like detect, like it can do that, all those other things, but can't detect
Exactly.
a human being.
It can't
That
detect
being-
that there's something in the
Yeah.
way of the door closing.
Yeah, and
So-
it's gonna blow up. That's crazy.
Yeah. So that fucking happened and we had to go inside and I went inside and we were both, listen, our crematory is not air conditioned either. People that have an air conditioned crematory are in fucking luxury. We are in like 120 degree heat in this crematory with hot Alabama summer. It's miserable. Like we could faint out there. It's really bad. He really needs to just get it conditioned.
Yeah, I was supposed to say, why wouldn't you get an air conditioner?
It's terrible.
I
It
would've
honestly
been on
made
that
me
instant.
it made me rethink getting my cremationist license, being
Yeah.
like, do I really want to work in this heat? This is nasty. So I walked in. I wasn't even in my scrubs that day. I was in my like nice funeral attire. So I walked back in the office and I looked like I had just been hit by a car. My hair was everywhere. I was sweating. My head was sweating. And they looked at me like they knew something went down because of the state of my being. And
You should have taken a picture of yourself.
oh my god, my boss wasn't there that day, but he heard about what happened and all he said was, I need to go back on the cameras and watch that. And he rewound the cameras and watched everything happen. and saw like our panic and how we did everything.
I hope he saved it.
I want to see it. Like
That'd be hilarious.
I wish I could see it, and I want to send it to everybody. In fact, as a parting gift, I may ask him, like, will you send me the crematory mishap?
You know what I want to see it like, though? I want you to put it in black and white and, like, not like Charlie Chaplin style music, like, do, like, you know, when they're doing something funny, you know, like old comedy, like 1920s, 1910s comedy. I feel like that would be perfect with that. Just sound.
I could edit that. I can make that happen. Yeah, no, that's what I have it. I have it labeled as crematory mishap in my death notes. I'm going to ask him as a parting gift, will you please send it to me?
Yes.
And it's from afar, so you can't actually see. Well, you might be able to see the body and the legs bending a little bit, but you'll mainly be able to see us just like running around like chickens with our head cut off and like frantically cutting the box with a box cutter.
That's why I'm picturing Charlie Chaplin movies. That's what I see.
Oh my God, you guys. I was stunned. I was like, I didn't know what to do after that. I was just like, I need to go home. That was so stressful. Oh my gosh. So that is all of the death news that I have built up.
Awesome.
But I will end with a quick dream that I had while I was at my sister's house. It's very brief, but it's death related. And it was so funny. I almost peed my pants when I woke up thinking back on it. All right. I know people are like, oh, I want to hear about a dream, but trust me.
I love hearing about dreams. When people are like, they don't like hearing about dreams, I'm like, I fucking love hearing about dreams. I love like what our minds do to us.
Yeah, it's kind of
so
like
weird.
What is going through your head
Where'd that come from?
that it created that scenario.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's very quick, but in my dream, I had rolled up to Taco Bell and I was like, I'm gonna get me a chalupa. It's one of my favorite things.
That's your bad place. That's your bad place.
I need a chalupa. Love a fucking chalupa. So I rolled up to Taco Bell, and as I drive into the parking lot, and I was in my work van, I park. I'm like 2 hours from work. I'm nowhere near work. Pull into Taco Bell, and there's police everywhere, and there's a body on the ground in the parking lot that's in a body bag. Somebody had died in their car, and she was put in a body bag, but they left the body bag wide open so you could like see her, and she had like flies around her, like she'd been there a few days, and
just laying in a Taco Bell parking lot, just walking with a dead body.
Totally, exactly. So I'm walking in, and I'm like, oh my God, like what is going on here? And then I get a phone call, and my work is like, hey, there's a body at Taco Bell in this town. It's like 2 hours away, but we're gonna need you to go there and pick it up. And I was like, guess what? I'm already here. I just so happened to be getting myself a chalupa.
You're like Dexter, where he's always like wherever he's conveniently like there's a murder here. He's like under the FBI.
Yeah.
Tape. He's like, I've already been here.
I just so happened to be right next door. So I'm like, I got it. I'll take it. So I go to, start getting the body together, and it was already in a body bag for me, so I just had to move it. And they were like, there was a note in the car. Why don't you take the note that was with her? And I read the note. This is where my dream ends. I read the note, and it says,
He's working this up. What if it's terrible, guys? I'm going to throw it out. What if it's terrible? Let's hear it.
I read the note, and the note says, I died doing what I love, getting a chalupa. And I was like, woke up and I was like, was that me? Was that me that I died and picked up?
You were watching your dead body like you were a soul. Do you feel like that's how it happens? You die and you're just like, we don't know you're dead yet? He was like, it was just, what?
Oh,
I like that you wrote a note while you were dying. Like, I need to make sure. And I'm like, I love you, Violet. Goodbye to my people that I love. It's like I died. Do what I loved.
Getting a chalupa.
I do fucking love a chalupa.
Oh my god. I woke up immediately and crawled in. I was staying at my sister's house and I crawled into my sister's bed and I was like, I gotta tell you about this dream I just had. Oh. She's like, I gotta tell Brittany. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna be telling it on the podcast. She'll hear it straight from the horse's mouth. Oh, and that, ladies and gentlemen, and theys and thems and everybody in between, concludes 2 months worth of death news.
And we might not have death news for a little bit, guys. We've been starting every episode with death news.
I know.
But we're manifesting there's going to be some good death news at a new location. So manifest it. I like how this whole episode is like, manifest good luck to us and give us money.
And deaths. Manifest people's deaths for my benefit in your listening ears.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah, please.
Come on, guys.
So yeah, there might be a bit of a lack of death news for a while until I can get a new job and whatnot. And who knows? I still have about 2 or 3 weeks left of work as of recording. Today is Tuesday, July 15th. We're recording, and I might have a couple stories between now and then. Maybe I'll finally get my first decomp case before I leave. We'll see.
Yes. I think that, like, this is our jobs in death. I think your job in death is exactly where you are. Mm-hmm. And I think my job in death is I think I need to work at a body farm. I think I need to just study I want to see what animals and what plants are going. I want to see the bugs. Like, oh, there's these bugs today that come up. Like, I would be, I just want to, I just want to, like, poke sticks at dead people and be like, move an eyeball aside, like, what's going on under here?
I'm not going to be able to trust that you're not going to break into my natural cemetery and just start digging up bodies to see the state of them.
If it gets to be exactly where we would want it to be, like if it happens in that spot, it's so close. It would be really close.
So close.
I could walk. It would take me it'd be a long walk or a 1 minute drive, not even. And then I would just poke at sticks.
Poking with sticks.
Boop, boop. This video, this podcast is going to be when we're in like jail and our criminal charges be like 7/15/2025. They said they were going to poke the people with sticks. It's going to be on our.
It's recorded forever.
It's going to be on our documentary when we have like a mortuary documentary like on HBO.
It is.
But yeah. Well,
totally.
Thank you so much for sharing all that. I'm excited to hear it.
Of course.
I'm excited to see what the next episode is.
Yeah.
It's either be really sad or really happy, guys.
Yeah. Or
you mix of both, actually.
It may just be a true off the rails once we move in, and get settled and then we'll jump back into stories. Because I know we got a whole long laundry list of topics we want to cover and get back into. So, yeah, I'm excited to do it in person, and we got some updates to make. I feel like we need to make a new Meet Your Hosts trailer that we should upload, because things have happened. Like there's just lots to update, so maybe we'll get that updated.
Together, we could do it together. Yeah. Look at us. It's going to be this is going to be great for the podcast. And thank you everyone for holding out on us.
Yeah. Everybody's been super understanding, and I've gotten so many really supportive messages from people all over, and it's just made me feel really loved and supported, and we have the best listeners.
We do.
And just thanks for hanging on, and we can't wait to give you some top premium Girls Gone Weird content in the near future.
I know. I'm really excited. I think it's just going to be better than ever.
Totally.
It's going to be pre and then after. What if the after's so much worse? What if we start fighting, and then we're gonna have a beef? It's gonna be like reality TV / podcast for you guys.
Oh boy,
we're gonna be wearing gowns. We're gonna have season finales.
We're gonna throw drinks in each other's faces,
across from each other. Videos on our Patreon. I've been watching too much Housewives, guys.
Yeah, no, we're not manifesting that.
I am. I'm made for it.
You are.
Like,
it's true.
No.
It's true.
Guys, that's why I love my dramatic gaze.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. Right. And also, before we leave, because I've promised this, and for a while, But we've had a few episodes that we have done that we did kind of in the middle of their court cases. So we have done 2. We did one on Karen Reed, and then we also did one on Chad Daybell, and then also Lori Vallow Daybell. And I just want to give some updates on that before we go, because there's a few things that are going on with them.
Please.
Yes, so let's do it. So Karen Reed is actually our last episode, which is episode 54. Now, when we told her story, she was just in the middle of the second trial. I think we were like a week or something into it after the mistrial. So if you haven't listened to that yet, go back to it. It's episode 54 if you don't want a spoiler alert type of deal. So second case went through. It began on April 1st, 2025. And then it actually went to deliberations on June 13th, 2025. So it was 30 days of testimony and 4 days deliberation. I'm going to tell you guys the second one, like I tried to stick in it. It was so fucking boring by the end because they were just trying to find anything. They're like, hey, here's this guy from Taco Bell. Like, that just, he was like, he saw him one time. Like 2 years ago at a family function. We're like, God damn, what is going on here? So
resident chalupa maker.
Resident chalupa maker. God, Karen Reed's case is crazy. So after 30 days, and then the jurors did 4 days, and they found her not guilty of second-degree murder, the top charge. So again, we talked about they had a mistrial because they couldn't decide. But then we found out that they did decide that they didn't want her to have that charge, and they redid it all over again. Yep. So yay on that. Karen was also found not guilty on drunken driving, manslaughter, and fleeing the scene of a deadly accident. So they were trying to get her on multiple felonies, just trying to get something to stick off on that. But she was found guilty on a lesser offense, which was operating a vehicle under the influence with a blood alcohol level of 0.08 or greater. Which, again...
That's fair.
That's fair, because they all were. I hope that, honestly, I hope that all of them get that. I hope it's not just Karen Reed. Because that would be bullshit. I'm just going to say. Yeah. Yep. Like, if she's getting charged with it, it's bullshit. Yeah. Now, you would think all this would be the end, guys. But as of today... News as of today, which is, what is it, July 15th, 2025, if you're listening to this in the future. ABC News just reported that a woman that served on a grand jury just pled guilty to a federal charge that she leaked information from the court proceedings. It was just filed this week.
Oh my God, what does that mean?
We don't know yet. If she has to go through this all over again.
I'd be so pissed.
Not only that, guys, because she's went through this twice now. This has been, years of her life. She quit her job. I'm not, again, I'm not saying Karen Reed's this innocent person, but come on. This is, let this woman go. But not only that, John O'Keefe's family is now filing a civil lawsuit against Karen. So I don't know if you guys remember what civil lawsuits are. We talk a lot about them. So you can't be tried in America for the same crime twice type of deal.
Double jeopardy.
Double jeopardy, but you can do a civil lawsuit for damages. So, for example, in the OJ trial, he was found not guilty. But the family actually won in a civil suit of him being a murderer. So they were supposed to get money, but didn't. Same thing. Yeah. So in between the two trials, John O'Keefe's brother, Paul O'Keefe, and his estate actually filed a 22-page civil lawsuit against Karen and the two Canton bars. I don't know why the Canton bars are in it yet. Again, this is all coming out now, today. So we're probably gonna have another follow-up episode. Damn. I know, it's crazy. So I don't know why the bars are in it. Yeah. Or for serving and letting people drive. I don't know. I don't know why I don't know. So the suit is seeking at least $50,000 in damages, including reasonably expected society, companionship, comfort, guidance, counsel, net income, services, assistance, protection, care, and advice to next kin. I don't know what all that means. Yeah. I'm assuming they lost their comfort, companionship, and I completely understand that. I understand this family lost that. I don't know why Karen would be involved. Maybe the bars for over serving, but I don't know. Yeah. I don't know the situation. Yeah. So the lawsuit says that Karen's conduct was extreme and outrageous, beyond the bounds of decency, and was utterly intolerable. and that she outrageously created a false narrative.
Well, I guess that's one view.
Yeah, I feel bad for the O'Keefes. I hope the best for them. They're all victims in this too. But I do feel, I don't know what your opinion is, I do feel Karen's also a mix of a victim in that too. I hate to say it. I know I didn't say opinions last one, but
that's what I feel too. I have a gut feeling that I still think there's something fishy going on with the police department. And they need to focus their efforts on them, not Karen. But again, just my opinion after everything I learned. But
I'd love to hear like other people's opinions. If anyone's like listened to that, I'd love to hear like especially if someone was opposite. I'd love to hear it. There's one podcaster I was finding because I was trying to hear. I want to hear all opinions. I want to know like no one knows. I wasn't there. Yeah, I've studied this a lot, but I can only study what we know. You know. I'd really love to know like the opposite because I was listening to this one guy's podcast who was like, "Oh, she's a narcissist and blah blah blah," and really throwing that out, those kind of words about her. Yeah. And I was trying to listen to it. I'm like, she doesn't fit that description to me. She seems just like a normal chick. I don't know. She just seems to be in the wrong place, the wrong time. Drunken couples.
Decent read on people. I feel like I always have a pretty decent read on people too, and no pun intended, Karen Reed. But
But yeah, so I'll keep you guys updated. I thought that it was crazy as I had kind of a closure on it, and then just today when I'm just gonna check
That's
today.
Crazy, just today.
And I was like, yeah, just today. So I'll keep you guys updated again on Karen Reed. Yeah. And then the other one was the Lori Vallow Daybell and Chad Daybell case. That's episode 29. So if you haven't listened to that, pause, go listen to that if you want, unless you're okay with spoilers. So where we left off at that time was that Chad Daybell was charged with the murder of conspiracy and death of 2 children, which was his future wife's children, Joshua J.J. Vallow, who's 7, and Tylee Ryan, 16, as well as his former wife of nearly 30 years, Tamara Daybell, who's 49, who he had the 5 children with. So Chad Daybell was found guilty of 2 counts of insurance fraud related to over $430,000 in life insurance policies he had on Tamara after everything to that. So that was his first charge. And then he was sentenced to death in the state of Idaho.
Really?
Yes, so we're happy about that. That's great. Again, I'm against penalty, but again, I don't give a fuck about this guy. I'm not going to fight for it. He is now the 9th inmate on death row in the state of Idaho.
Wow. I'm surprised I didn't see that update either, but I've, been a little distracted. But,
I just searched for it too.
That's all happened during this hiatus.
Yeah. Because you guys realize when I'm doing this case, I go deep into it, but then I go back and I'm like, oh, shit. Yeah. It's crazy. Yeah. It's crazy.
Wow.
Yeah. So, on Lori, it was May of 2023 when she was found guilty of murdering her children and conspiring to kill Tammy. So hers was a little bit before that. Lori was convicted of 3 consecutive life sentences without chance of parole. I don't know why he got the death penalty and she didn't, but neither other, I don't know. With all that. And she also received a 10-year sentence for grand theft by deception for collecting her children's Social Security benefits in that time. So good for that. That's good. Again, I don't know why she was spared. Yeah. So days after her conviction for murdering her children and all that was done, Lori was actually indicted of charges of conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband, Brandon. Now, I don't know if you remember that. That was a nephew who had like a gunshot towards him, and he was kind of part of the cult, but then realized like, oh, they're going a little batshit crazy. Yeah. Yep. Became the stuff. So she started to go on that. She represented herself. On June 12th of this year, 2025, so not long ago, Lori was found guilty of that one too, along with conspiring to kill him with her brother Alex. Yep. So this girl has really just been, getting all these charges. I don't think she's going to see the light of day. I would hope not. I hope not. These last months, though, like, she keeps appealing. And she's representing herself as an attorney. So these last things, like, she will only do it herself. She keeps getting kicked out of court, though. The next trials for everything, like even her sentencing, where they're having problems even doing that because she keeps faking illnesses. and making up things. So that's what's going on right now. She filed an appeal. She's playing games in court. She is now saying that her current judge is violating her civil rights in Arizona and is going against the Constitution. The reason she says this is because she said after one of her court cases, she was left in a cell for 6 hours with like no blanket, no water, no food, everything like that. Yeah. I'll be honest, I went to jail for 3 days. I had the same exact thing happen to me. I'm not coming out and saying my civil rights were. Yeah. I think that's pretty normal. It sucks. It's a part of jail where you go into, like, the place and you have to sit forever. I don't fucking know why, but they make you sit there and while they're getting the paperwork or whatever they're doing with their life.
The holding cell.
The holding cell. And didn't get food for 6 hours. Mm-hmm. That's, there's people dying out there, Lori. You're not a victim. I know what pisses me off. You're not a victim, Lori. So that's what she's trying to fight right now. On June 12th, 2025, though, she was found guilty by a jury for the conspiracy to murder Brandon. Mm-hmm. And her scheduling is now for July 25th. So that's only 10 days from now. There's no trials besides that sentencing trial as of now, even though she is running things. So I'll keep you updated. I hope she gets life for that. Yeah. Too. Yeah. But that's the only thing in the future. 10 days. And Lori and Chad are surprisingly still legally married. Even though they're incarcerated in different states, they're also legally still allowed to communicate with each other. Really? Yeah. I was trying to see communicate. Well, what's weird is they have, like you can listen to the phone calls of when they were first caught in jail. Like, just some talks that they put in the court. I found nothing after that. Yeah. So I don't know if they are communicating. I feel like if they were, that shit would be out quick. Yeah, probably. But, like, they're already charged. Mm-hmm. Like, there's no reason to hold it. But they both call each other, like, Lori has Chad's gone. Chad's going to be in jail forever. He doesn't have any more court cases. Lori, though, she's still talking. She's still going to court all the time, and she's calling him her husband. Like, love her husband. So maybe they are. But if I know, I'll let you know. Yeah. So. Wow. Good. Interesting updates. That's kind of good news on both sides, I kind of feel. A little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Bad and good. Kind of, how I thought they might go or hoped they would go. At least, in my opinion. Yeah, no, Karen Reed's, she hired 2 new lawyers now, besides her lawyer she already has. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm just like, man. Like, she says how fortunate she is that she's able to afford to do this. She's like, what would I have done? Like, what would I have done? Yeah. I kind of love her for that, though. I don't know. I just like her. She's very New York, like, sounds New York. You know, she's New York. Like, she says that, She's like, what would I do if I didn't have this money? I couldn't take 3 years of my life. In a very, I don't know. Yeah, she's funny. New Yorker. Yeah. But, updates. Nice. And guys, maybe next time we'll be together. It's going to be interesting. I think we will. I think it's a very good shot. Well, thank you to everybody for sticking around again. I hope this little update off the rails death news episode tides you over for a little bit longer. It shouldn't be too much longer. But we will be back at it soon together, and I can't wait. I can't wait either. All right. And go visit our socials, and we love you guys. We'll see you soon. All right. Bye. Bye.
Until next time, this has been Nicole and Dini with Girls Gone Weird.
Girls Gone Weird. Girls Gone Weird.